There is a beach towel that has been living on your stair railing since the third week of June. You have walked past it maybe 200 times. You have not put it away, and you have not thrown it out. It just lives there now. At this point, it has tenure. Here is the strange part. The reason that towel is still there has less to do with your willpower and more to do with the extra 11 steps. I'm Coach Janet J. And today on your next best step, we are looking at why summer stuff multiplies overnight, what your house is actually doing to your follow through, and the one small spot that can absorb most of the mess. Something happens to a home in the summer. The systems that help all year long simply stop working because the categories changed. In the school year, the stuff had homes, backpacks here, coats there, shoes by the door. Then June arrives and suddenly there is a whole new population of objects with nowhere to live. Beach towels, pool bags, 3 half-full sunscreen bottles, a cooler that never quite makes it back to the garage, water bottles multiplying on every surface like it is their calling, sandals by the back door, the front door, and somehow the bathroom. And it's not only the beach crowd. Maybe it's grandkids coming and going and leaving a trail of joy and goldfish crackers. Maybe it's patio cushions and garden gloves and the mail stacking up because everyone is in and out. The house I'm in is mid-renovation. So where does this even go is already a standing question around here. Add summer on top and the surfaces fill faster than anyone could clear them. The rules of your house changed in June and nobody handed you the new playbook. That's all this is. A season that rewrote the map while you were busy living it. There's a line near the very end of 1 Colossians chapter 14. Paul has spent a long stretch giving the early church practical instruction for how to gather. And he closes with this, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way. Now, Paul was writing about worship gatherings here and the way that early church handled its services, well before anyone owned an entryway table to pile the mail on. The principle underneath, though, still works today. A few sentences earlier, Paul points to the character of God himself, a God of peace. That is the ground his whole case for order stands on. Order reflects who God is and works in service of peace. A home with a little more order is a home with a little more peace moving through it. And in late July, peace moving through the kitchen is worth something. So why does the towel win 200 times in a row? The answer is one of my favorite findings in behavior research because it lets us all off the hook a little. Wendy Wood is a research psychologist at the University of Southern California who has studied habits for more than 30 years. One of the through lines of her work is that a large share of what we do every day runs on autopilot, cued by our surroundings rather than something chosen fresh and new each time. We like to think we are deciding. A good deal of the time, the room is actually deciding for us. So what settles the fate of that towel? A thing researchers call friction. Friction is the small cost of doing something, the time, the distance, the number of steps. And friction runs the show more than we give it credit for. In one classic demonstration, researchers slowed an elevator door by a few seconds, and more people took the stairs. A few seconds was enough to change what people did. Now, do that math on your towel. Putting it away is what? Carrying it up the stairs, find the hamper or the hook, deal with the fact that the hook already has 2 other towels on it. Leaving it on the railing is 0 steps. The railing is winning because the railing is easy. Your house has made the floor the path of least resistance for summer stuff, and water flows downhill. And that's Good news for your actual house this week. A steps problem is a fixable problem. Make the easy choice and the put away choice the same choice, and the summer stuff starts landing where it belongs on its own. Physically, fewer steps means less hauling and fewer things to trip over in the dark on a sunscreen slick floor. Mentally, every loose object is a tiny open loop asking for a decision, and a shorter path closes those loops before they stack up. Emotionally, walking into a spot that is handling the chaos feels different from walking into a pile that stares back at you like a to-do list. And spiritually, this is the order and service piece, making a little room on purpose so the season has somewhere to land. Once before, we looked at what a pile of clutter can be telling you underneath, the emotional side of it. Today is the practical other half. Most of your summer stuff is simply looking for somewhere to land. So your next best step this week is one summer landing zone. One spot. That's the whole assignment. The rest of the house can wait. The elaborate bins inside bins system can wait. You just need one easy place by the busiest door. Pick the door the summer stuff actually comes through. Put one easy thing there, a basket, a tray, a couple of hooks, a boot mat, whatever fits what keeps migrating into your house. Towels, sunscreen, the water bottle herd, the pool bag. This spot has exactly one job, to be easier than the floor. You are skipping the sorting and the keep or toss decisions entirely. You give the summer stuff one obvious home, so dropping it there costs almost nothing. That's the whole step. One spot by the busy door, easier than letting it fall where you stand. So let me leave you with 3 things. The towel on the railing is simply sitting at the end of the easiest path. That's it. A fact about how your house is set up right now. Paul's reminder that order serves peace still holds in a summer kitchen. And one landing zone, one easy spot by the busy door, does more for the chaos than any amount of trying harder ever could. On Friday, we're talking about the back-to-school feeling that can already show up in July. That low hum of, I'm already behind for the fall, even if there is not a backpack anywhere in your house. If this episode helped, a rating or review makes a real difference. It helps other women find this show, and I am grateful for everyone. I will see you on Friday. Take your next best step.